All right, boys, I've talked about it before. I've tried it before, and I've kind of failed before. I did the FTMO challenge. You guys know about this. It was 4 weeks there. I made, I think, 5 or 6% in the month and did not pass that test. Now, I've done some research, and I found a different funded trader program, and I had a lot of problems with the FTMO challenge, and I'm going to go over those here, and I'm going to show you this new, it's not new, but it's new to me. I just started researching it, funded trader program, and why I think it's the much better option. And I'm actually going to go ahead and try the largest account size challenge and see if I can pass it, because I think it's going to suit everybody a lot better. So tune in here, guys, because this is going to be informative, and I think it's going to be the best way that you can get funded and get the most amount of money once you are an actual profitable trader without any of the pressure of the FTMO challenge. Let's do it. So you guys know what it is already by the thumbnail and the title. It's the 5%ers here. It is a different sort of challenge. Now, there's a number of things that make these guys way better that I think, and I'm actually willing to do them. I made fun of kind of the funded trader programs before, because I think, it's so easy to get kicked off these stupid rules. Like if you accidentally have a trade open during the news, your account gets kicked off or something like this. It's just very, very strict. I don't like them. You also have to go through this lengthy evaluation process, this challenge to prove that you're a good trader. And we just want to jump right into it. I know you guys want to jump right into it and everything. And this is actually, I think, a much better version. So this is the website, first of all, guys. These are the different types of plans that they have. Now let's quickly go over the majority. This is what everyone's going to be doing. It's a low risk plan here. Basically, what you're going to be doing is you're going to be signing up, and you're going to be given a real account immediately. That's fucking amazing, isn't it? That's actually unbelievable, because with the FTMO challenge, you need to actually prove, and I think it'd be about 3 months until you start getting paid, because you got to do the challenge, then the verification, and then you do the actual trading, and then you get paid after 3 months. With this, if you're profitable, you're getting paid after just 1 month. Mind you, how it works is, let's say you wanted to try for this one, and we're going to look at this one because this is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to tell you guys exactly how I'm going to pass this, and then I'm going to show you that I'm actually passing this over the next few months. And what they're going to give you is a quarter of the actual trading size here. That way, what they can then do is they can say that you're going to basically be paying for the drawdown, so that if you do lose. So there is a one-time fee, right? So there's $800 fee here. And if you go into an $800 drawdown, then you're going to be kicked off. So you're basically paying for that drawdown plus $40. Who cares about that little extra $40? That's just a little bit of chump change, because you're a good trader already. We know it. We know you're already going to pass. So it's not a big deal. So what you're going to be given is basically a 4% drawdown. So it doesn't matter which account that you get signed up on here for, which size that you have. You can depend on how much money you have in the bank. I'm going to be going with the largest one, because that's what the pro traders do. They go with the largest one because then they make the most money, because they know that they're going to pass, right? So that's what I'm going to go with. And so we got a 4% drawdown, or we have a 5 or 6%, depending on which one. This one's 7%, or sorry, 6 or 7%. This one's 7% target. You need to get 7% target before you lose 4% of your account, and 6%, 6%, 6%. And that's basically how that works. Now they have other versions here where you can basically do double the risk. We don't care about these too much. You get double the risk, double the drawdown. Essentially, that's what's a little bit different there, if you do want to be a little bit more aggressive. Mind you, everyone should be going for this low risk one. Everyone should be going for this high trading capital one, because then you get $80,000. Now, The thing is, there are a little bit of rules, like there are maximum lot exposures, and you know, the stop outs. You're allowed to trade over the weekends, overnight, so that's great. So you can be a swing trader and have no problem whatsoever trading this program. It's absolutely wonderful. Now, the thing that you're going to notice is you're only going to get 50% profit share. But I actually thought about this. If we compare to the FTMO, guys, let's look at, they actually have a growth program here. With FTMO, you max out at 300K. I believe every 4 months it gives you an extra 100K. And that's what I'm basically comparing it to. As long as you're profitable, I believe that's what it is. You get 100K up to 300K total, and you're getting 70% total. So let's say you had an absolute maximum of 300K, and you're getting 70% of the profit. You're really trading with 210K. Now, with the 5%ers, I noticed that they allow you to go all the way up to 1.2 million, let's say. So 1.2 million, let's put that, 1.2 million, and you have 50%, you're actually trading with 3 times as much, essentially, at the absolute peak. So if you're a good trader and you stick with these guys for a long time, you're actually making 3 times as much as the FTMO traders. So that's a huge, huge benefit for me, because I know I'm going to be able to do this over a long period of time. And it's going to be every 10% extra profit, you're going to be able to increase your account size by double. Every time you get 10%, it eventually goes up to double. So we start off with the 20K, it quadruples, and then every 10% it doubles from there on forth until you hit that maximum. And that's the same for all of these accounts. But we're just looking at this 80K one because, again, that's all we care about. Now, the next thing I noticed is there's no stress to finish in a damn month. So this was my problem with the FTMO, was I only had 1 month, guys. That's why I only made 5%. I made 5% in 1 month. And then I failed because I still made money. Isn't that ridiculous? That's absolutely ridiculous. I made money and then they failed me, right? I followed the rules, I made money, and then they failed me. This time, they give me 6 months. Mind you, we're only allowed to lose 4% instead of the 10%, so we're going to have to go a little bit slower, right? But we only have to reach 7% instead of reach 10%. So what I'm going to do this time is I'm going to risk a little bit less. I'm going to risk maybe 0.4% per trade, a little bit less than I did with the FTMO. And then we're going to take our time. We're maybe going to do it over 2-3 months if we need to. And then that's going to be fine because we're going to slowly build up this capital, because essentially we're still trading with $20,000. That's a decent amount of money, guys. You put in $800 and you get $20,000, you're going to be able to make back that money as we go along here. It's going to be really, really easy. So that evaluation period, you can do up to 6 months. There's absolutely no pressure to make these extra trades. That's what I was really noticing about the FTMO, is I was pressured to trade every day, and I don't like doing that. I am a slower term based intraday trader. I don't trade every day. Some weeks I only take a couple trades in a week, and I don't want to be forced to taking trades and then losing out. And that was a major problem that I had. So already these guys, they say no pressure. They say, okay, it's a little bit harder requirements compared to your drawdown, but it's completely fair. And if you're with them for longer, you're going to be making even more money. Just not right off the bat. Right off the bat, you're going to be making less. But that's okay, because right off the bat, you're actually going to be making money anyways, because you're starting with $20,000 instead of starting with nothing for the first 3 months, whereas FTMO does that. Now, the next thing, guys, is that I actually asked their support there, and I said, you know, what if we break the rule of the maximum exposure or something, or what if we break one of their rules? Well, it's not like freaking FTMO where they just shut off your account, boom, done, you're gone. It's not like that at all. They give you 5 strikes and then they shut down the account. So they completely understand that trading does have some slip-ups, as long as you don't go completely out of the box, right? You know, you can't lose your entire equity, right? You can't lose that drawdown. That's going to be the limit. But if you risk a little bit too much sometime, or you break one of the rules just a little bit, they're going to be perfectly understandable. And they're going to just give you a little bit of warning and say, hey, don't do that again. And that's what they were telling me. I asked their support, and that's going to be awesome. So I don't have to worry, because this was another major problem, but I didn't even want to do the second trial of FTMO because I knew I would just mess it up. I knew I would spend 3 months trying to get some money, and then after the 4th month, I would probably just forget that there was a news event and then lose it. So I didn't want to waste all of that effort when I just have my own account anyways. So what I'm going to be doing with this one is I'm essentially just, doubling my account size. If I'm trading with 100K already, then I'm just going to have an extra 80K to play around with, because this is so much more freedom in how I trade. And at first, I actually thought this was worse when I first looked at it. I was like, oh, 50%, that's not good. Plus, I have to pay way more. But looking at it so much deeper, I actually like this one way, way better. So I'm going to take my time, and I'm going to show you guys in another video in the future me passing this, and then I'll show you the actual account where I'm trading with it, because I think this is the much better route to go down. The other thing, just quickly note that I did ask them about, is they do have a therapist, portfolio analyst. If you do go on a losing streak, they're going to be able to talk to you, and they have trading rooms that you can talk to other people, just in case you do need that help. I don't think I'm going to need it. I already know how to trade properly. I think this is just like extra incentive for some people who might need a little bit extra help here and there. It's not specifically anything that I would be looking for, but it's there if you need it, just in case. It's all good. Now, what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to leave a link in the description for these 5%ers so that you guys can get signed up too if you do want to try it out yourself. I would suggest, if you guys are starting out with a little bit of money, $270, that's not a big deal. And then you have 250 drawdown. You're just literally paying for how much money you could be losing. So it doesn't really cost you anything other than $20, because if you lose $250, that's literally just what you paid. You don't have to pay that extra amount, right? Same thing over here is if you lose $800, you're basically just being given a $20,000 account. And if you lose the $800, then that's your $800 that you just lost plus $40. Like $40 is not a big deal. I think this is actually a steal when you think about it, because you're not actually really risking anything more. You're just being given a large account, and then if you lose the money, you're responsible for that loss. It's perfectly, absolutely fair, in my opinion. And at first, I actually thought it was kind of ridiculous, but it makes so much sense now. All right, guys, so I just wanted to add one thing here that just came out brand new for the 5%ers here. They used to have a more extended program, but they've replaced that with the aggressive program here. And I think it's a much better option for some people. Now, the difference is essentially that same low risk program that I was just talking about. This is brand new, starting actually today that I'm recording this. The November 16th. I've actually been contacted by them, and they've told me about this, so I thought it'd be really cool to add in to this video so that you guys can see. And the difference is you're actually gonna have 2 months to actually fulfill this aggressive twice. You're gonna have to get twice as much, and you're gonna have only 2 months instead of 6 months. So if you thought 6 months was just a little bit too much, like you didn't need that much time, this might be the better option. You still have the same stop out level, and you still have a lot of the same other things, same growth and everything like this, but you're actually going to be able to leverage a lot more. So essentially, you're going to be able to risk 6 times as much per trade, and you're only going to have to get twice as much, and you're going to have a third the time to get it. So that kind of equals 6 times, same sort of thing, because you have a third the time, you got twice as much, and you can risk 6 times as much. So that math works out if you catch what I'm saying. So the only other difference from there is when you're actually growing to that $1.2 million, you're going to have to gain, twice as 2.5 times as much for every doubling amount. Everything else is pretty much the exact same. They have the same rules. This is just going to be more kind of under your control. The other thing that they did mention to me is that on this lower risk profile, you have a 1.5% maximum loss per trade. I don't think this matters because you shouldn't be risking more than 1.5% per trade. What I'm going to be risking is like 0.3% per trade, I think, because it's a larger account, and I want to go about it slowly and get to that $1 million, because that's just absolutely bonkers, right? But with this aggressive one, there's no limit, so you could potentially risk everything on one trade, and then make your entire account, you know, blow up completely crazy. Like, you know, some of these people, you know, they might want to be trading much more aggressive, but you guys know me, I am much more of a slow paced, go about this thing, everything very, very slowly. That's what I want to do, and I just want to mirror one of my accounts. Very simple. So stay tuned, guys. I'm going to show you some of the trades that I am taking. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so you can kind of follow along. I will post a couple of videos on updates of how this is going, and then an actual video of me passing it, and then showing you that these guys are actually legit and whatnot, that they are paying out and everything. My plan on how to actually pass this is to just trade my same system. I'm going to go about it very, very slowly because we have 6 months. There's absolutely no rush to do this. I'm going to be using incredibly low risk, maybe even a quarter percent, just because I want to do this slow. I don't want to take any risks or anything like that, because you're really be giving $80,000, and even for me, that's quite a bit of money. I would like to go about it, and I don't want to waste $800 here and there. You know, it's not a massive deal, but I don't want to waste the $800. So I'm going to do this properly, go about it slowly, and just trade the exact same way. And I'm going to mirror my account. We're going to be using that same bank trading type strategy, where we're going to be looking for liquidity in the market. We're going to be taking advantage of the stop outs, and then looking for those reversals, following those trends, and we're going to be basically looking for that manipulation, and it's going to be the exact same, and then we should be able to pass this nice and easily. So if you guys did want to jump in, there is a link in the description below. I also have Instagram, Discord, things like that. You can follow my socials, all in the link in the description below. This is the most woke trading community in the world, so if you like what you see here, make sure you hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next time.
Listen.